If, as you know, we've heard in previous conversations, you were hoping like me, and maybe like Joe Biden, that this would be a sort of an end game to the conflict, well, I'm beginning to lose confidence on that score, though Biden still seems to be optimistic. Professor Mahjoob Zweiri is a professor in contemporary Middle East politics at Qatar University and an expert on Iran. I'm very pleased he's given up his time this Sunday morning for us. Good morning to you, Mahjoob.
Good morning, Matthew.
Let's first of all tell us what would the situation be like in Iran at the moment? Sort of a second night of attacks.
According to the reports, I've looked at since yesterday. They admit that there are some places where were hit by the Israelis. They undermined the whole operation. They said basically these kind of attacks did not harm basically their own defense system, and basically. None of the main targets is nuclear sites or economic targets has been affected. And they say, they will respond, but they would like to have open for diplomacy in the region. I think when they say that, they focus on what's happening between Lebanon and Israel. Now there is a marathon of diplomacy, and there is also another marathon of diplomacy will be started today in Doha, where I'm living. This today, the Mossad director will come into Doha as well. So there is a marathon of diplomacy has started, I would say, in the last few days, but it will be continuing this week.
It's always impossible to discuss these affairs without considering the United States. We're
Correct.
Barely 2 weeks from the election. I mean, it seems a naive question, but I have to ask it. I mean, do we think there is any possibility of a ceasefire being struck before the election, which I would imagine would be something that Joe Biden would very much like to see?
According to the evidence on the ground, I don't see this happen in any way. Simply, there's an American saying that everything is politics, domestic politics, basically. So everything is happening because of the elections. Netanyahu decided to attack Iran yesterday as a reaction to what happened on 1st of October because of the elections. The United States decided to support Israel because of the elections. They used the base in Iraq because America is there. So everything is about America, Matthew. I agree with you 100%. But the interesting thing, I think we have to pay attention to this, and I hope your listener will pay attention to this. There is a lack of leadership globally today. There is a lack of leadership. There is absolutely, we don't have a strong leadership which can say, we have to do this because this is the interest of all. There is no interest to see poverty. There is no interest to see wars. There is no interest to see children killed. There is no interest to see infrastructure destroyed. There is no interest. These are the environment for anger, for radicalization. And I think lack of leadership globally today is an issue. And I would like you actually to have one show on about this lack of leadership, how this is actually influencing the life of all people across the globe.
You may be pleased to hear this. I agree with your every word. Totally agree. I think that it is the lack of leadership that results in conflicts, such hideous conflicts without end. Pleasure talking to you. I look forward to it again, Professor Zweiri there.